I'm at Authuile Military Cemetery on the Somme, where there's 435 Commonwealth War Grave commemorations. I'm here to tell a story of two of them. I'm now by the grave of Private Fred Bacon. Fred was born in Norwich in 1887 and resided in Mosley, Greater Manchester. In the Great War, he served in the 1st 7th Battalion of the West Riding Regiment. In 1916, he was in the Battle of the Somme, when on the 4th of July, the battalion was near the Hammerhead Sap near Authuile. The enemy opened a barrage and it was expected that a German attack would come. This didn't materialise. The battalion had 11 men killed that day, and amongst those was Fred. He was 28 years old. Private J. Buckley wrote a letter home to tell the news of Fred, which reads, "Dear wife and children, I am keeping well under the circumstances, but the weather is not very good. I am sorry to be the bearer of some bad news for our family, as Fred, your Nellie's husband, has been put to rest. He went without feeling any pain, so please break it to her as gently as possibly can. His officer is sending his belongings home and will no doubt write a few lines to his wife. I went to see him myself before he was put away, so I got his pocket wallet with his photo and things in, which I will send later on." And here is a picture of Fred during his service. I'm here at the grave of Captain Herbert Graham Barber. He was known as Graham and was born in 1885 into a wealthy Quaker family. After leaving school in 1902, he studied in Geneva for a year before joining his father in the firm of Daniel Doncaster and Sons Limited in 1903. He became a director in 1909. Despite being a Quaker, Graham had shown an interest in military pursuits before the outbreak of the Great War, joining the Volunteer Force, a forerunner of the Territorial Force, which later became the Territorial Army. In his free time, Graham also helped in the Friends adult schools in the neighbourhood. The adult schools provided free education for the working classes. Graham's grandfather had been substantially involved in this charitable movement. After the outbreak of war, Graham became a full-time soldier. He appears to have been an outstanding soldier. He went to France with his battalion in April 1915. On the 7th of July 1916, Graham's battalion, the 4th York and Lancaster, were in the Authuile Wood. At about 2:30 a.m, the enemy attacked but were drove back by around 5:30. Captain Barber was killed in the assembly trenches near Gordon Castle. He was 31 years old. A fellow officer, Major General Percival, wrote, "It would be almost impossible to speak too highly of him. He was an excellent officer in every respect, not only very gallant under fire, but a fine example to those under him at all times. Everything he had to do seems to have been well done. I have never had better reports on any officer than those sent to me by his commanding officer and by his Brigadier General." And here is a picture of Captain Barber serving in the Great War. If you like listening to the stories of the history of those who came before, then please give the video a like and subscribe to keep updated about future videos of the history of those who came before.